Welcome back to the Corporate Governance Program. I'm Amir Qureshi. Our guests today on the program are Mr. Ali Zafar and Mr. Shahbaz Zaidi. And a related question I've been wanting to ask you since you've been the ex-chairman of Pakistan Institute of Chartered Accountants, etc. There's a lot of discussion about the fact that the accounting profession, especially the auditing profession, needs to be monitored by an external body or the government.
Yes, that's a very relevant question. And
what's your stance on that?
Let me explain to my personal opinion on this and also the position of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan. The regulation of the accounting profession is a very important subject now, and we have been working on a concept which you all know, a self-regulating body, and that's a concept we are working on, and that's how the profession is working on. Before I say anything else, when we go away from self-regulation, are you saying that if I am a surgeon, so whether I have done a right operation or not, you will ask a general to decide it? So actually, it will never be, self-regulation can never go away. In a profession, self-regulation can never go away, because the profession is a very particular craft. So if I am a medical surgeon, I have done an operation. Whether I have done it rightly or wrongly, only a surgeon can tell it, but an army general or engineer cannot tell me whether I have done it wrong or right. So that will always happen for accounting profession also. So even if we conceive a concept of oversight of regulation, that will always be done by the people who are engaged in the profession. The only problem or the only concept where the problem will arise, whether the person, when he is self-regulating, whether he is independent or not. And in that respect, I would always say, then auditor can never be independent, but the audit has to be independent. It is a mindset. It is not a relationship. It is the mindset, is not a relationship.
It's a very interesting point.
So it's not a question that I am independent. Whenever I will be appointed as auditor for some company, I will be approached from some relationship, somebody known. This is PricewaterhouseCoopers, this is KPMG, this is Ferguson. So somebody will have a relationship. But my approach in auditing has to be independent. So auditor cannot be independent. Audit has to be independent. That's the second part of it. The third part of it, that the regulation of accounting profession in Pakistan and developing countries, especially in India, Pakistan and this country, this is misperceived and misconceived with the regulation of accounting profession with USA and Europe.
Mm-hmm. And why is Pakistan different?
Let me explain to you why it's very different. In America, in USA, the SEC and the accounting profession has got no relationship. Accounting profession is actually education body, which is AICPA. They have no relationship. It is actually an independent body, as a company formed under some act. It has nothing to do what SEC is saying. This is like so accounting profession in USA is regulated by SEC, or now Sarbanes-Oxley and Public Accounting Board, PCOAB, they are made in America. In England, it's another model. In England, the model is that there is an Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales, and then there is a Financial Regulatory Authority. There is no commonality between the two. They are independent, and Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales is independent. Profession is coming on from England Institute, and the Financial Regulatory Authority is
separate.
In Pakistan, we have a model which is a combination of the two models. In Pakistan, the profession is regulated by the Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, and that council has been formed under a statutory act, which is Chartered Accountant Act Ordinance 1961. Under that council, we have got 4 government nominees, and those 4 government nominees are in their ex officio position. In all the situations where there is self-regulation is in conflict, those people have to head the committee. So when you say oversight of the profession, in our country already there is oversight. For example, for example, in our investigation committee, which is the main investigation, there are 2 aspects where the conflict can arise. One is investigation, other is quality control. There are two places where the conflict can arise. This is why, from where the regulation is coming in. In our investigation committee, we have to manage the person sitting on the investigation committee. There has to be government nominee sitting on that committee. Has to be. Secondly, we have made a law that anyone sitting on the investigation committee, there has to be 2 retired judges of the High Court. Has to be there in the investigation committee. On the disciplinary committee, which is QCR committee, we have managed that the QCR committee will always be a person who is not from profession.
Okay.
So this is a misperception that the regulation of accounting profession in USA, UK and Pakistan has to be same. And let me add you that I am the chairman of the Committee for the Regulation of Accounting Profession for SAFA. And I have made a report, and we have discussed it, and now SAFA has adopted it, that in Pakistan, we don't need an oversight board. What you can do, you can further strengthen the involvement of the government nominee in our council. That you can do. If you want to do it by further strengthening the role of the government nominee in our council. Okay. Increase their role, make them heads of all other committees if you want. But if you have another oversight board, it will have same person, so nothing will be added.
Nothing will be. And before we go, Mr. Ali Zafar, one final comment from you. What do you think of the IFC's initiatives in regards to promoting corporate governance in Pakistan? Just a quick response from you.
I think a tremendous role. I think they have spearheaded the entire scheme, the entire strategy. And they are absolutely aware of how the rules need to be incorporated with the culture of corporate governance, which needs to be developed over time. So they are disseminating the information. You are playing a very positive role, of course, in terms of media, in disseminating this information also. Because it, like democratic cultures, it needs to be developed over time, and it's not something that will come overnight. And we have a peculiar system, as rightly pointed out, of companies which are controlled by families, and it's difficult for them to develop this culture. But yes, over time they need to, and they will see the positive effects of this, because this adds value to the shareholders, it adds value to the creditworthiness of the company, and it adds value to Pakistan's economy. So I think this is a tremendous movement, and I think it will eventually lead to, it will be slow, but it will lead to a successful changeover of our system.
Well, Mr. Ali Zafar, thank you very much for being on the Corporate Governance Program. And Mr. Shahbaz Zaidi, thank you for those insightful comments, especially about the accounting profession. And thank you to our guests, and thanks again to IFC for sponsoring this program about promoting good corporate governance in Pakistan. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We look forward to having you with us next week. Until then, take care.